Alright, I've got a question for you, and I need you to take it seriously for like 10 seconds. Which Star Trek captain would be the worst person to play a co-op game with? Because I'll tell you right now, Captain James T. Kirk is skipping every tutorial, ignoring every objective, and somehow flirting with the boss fights. And then you've got Spock sitting there like, Captain, this strategy has a 97.3% chance of failure, while already carrying the entire mission. Meanwhile, Jean-Luc Picard would insist on understanding the ethics of the game before pressing start. And William Riker is just waiting for his turn to hit the do something cool button. And don't even get me started on Catherine Janeway. She will complete every side quest. Every single one. You are not finishing that game in under 80 hours. But here's the thing. None of these captains work alone. They've all got that one person keeping them grounded, backing them up, or quietly preventing total disaster. And when you start looking at it that way, Starfleet Command starts to look a lot like co-op gaming. Which got us thinking, what if these captains and first officer duos are basically just video game duos in disguise? Yep, we're doing this episode. This is Treknicity.
Welcome to Treknicity, a Star Trek podcast, where we explore the Star Trek multiverse, one mission at a time. And hopefully we're remembering to hit record. I'm your host, Patrick Murray, and joining me for some fun with some Trek captains and a few game characters that are not from Custer's Revenge is Kat Drake. Gee, it's feeling a little empty in here, actually.
It is. I think James and Lars might have forgot to renew their Xbox Live Gold membership. Also, hello, everyone.
Yeah, because we all own Xboxes. Yeah. I'm going to have a piece of junk from Microsoft. It's going to be my computer with Windows breaking on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Every Windows PC now has Xbox pre-installed.
Yeah, but I wouldn't sign up for that.
Hey, to each their own.
There you go. I got a gaming computer. I don't need Xbox crap. So, in this episode, we are going to be talking about the Star Trek captains and first officers from the original series in Berman era. We're going to be comparing them with some, I can't talk today.
Some video game characters.
Yes, thank you for finishing my sentence. And let's just jump into it because for some reason I feel like we've been here before.
You know, this is feeling oddly familiar. Almost like we've respawned. Whoa, we went back to the checkpoint. Yes, so there was a lot of research that went into this, despite my smooth brain. But we're going to kick things off with the original series. Obviously, you know Captain James Tiberius Kirk and Mr. Spock. Not Spock. Kirk is the quintessential, charismatic, and sometimes reckless leader. You know, the guy who will run, like, headfirst into danger just because it feels right.
And Spock, to get that shirt torn.
That too, because we all know the Shat loves tearing his shirts. Spock, on the other hand, is calm, analytical. You know, he's the voice of reason, often saving Kirk and the Enterprise from his more dramatic impulses. Hey, we're not bringing back the horning on joke. Please don't.
Oh, that's not till TNG. Yeah, so how we compare? So yeah, obviously we've got balanced characters. Who are we comparing him to?
So the comparison that came to mind during this was Ratchet and Clank. You know, Kirk would be Ratchet, obviously, impulsive, daring, full of energy, constantly running headlong into danger.
And if voiced by Shatner, we'd hate Ratchet to death. So
Yep, we would. Spock, on the other hand, as we all know, is Clank, precise, calculating, and sometimes literally preventing the blow everything up scenario. Uh, their dynamic is perfect, right? Kirk takes the spotlight, but without Spock, the chaos would reign. Uh, it's a lot like when Ratchet jumps into a fight and Clank is quietly managing all of like the systems and the upgrades. The
and I
best
just thought
Kirk
of
and
something.
Spock.
Instead of the blow everything up scenario, if we had Spurk, we could just eliminate the word up and it'd be perfect. So continue.
God damn it.
uh,
Um, the best Kirk and Spock duo, as we all know, that would fit this would be Shatner and Nimoy. Obviously, we're not going to talk about Pine and Quinto and
well, we can if we're doing a little Spurk. But oh well.
but also like
Fixated.
Wesley and Peck, they're too balanced. They're too similar for this. And
Yeah.
Pine and Quinto,
Because
um,
Spock gets all the girls in Strange New Worlds for some reason. As long as he
hey,
doesn't get pick somebody else up in season 4 and 5, we're okay. Although I
well, I
think
mean,
we might get some actual Spurk action.
Spock is the walking advertisement for Risen with the Tism.
Yep, I can agree with that. Absolutely.
Yep.
That's why
So
Jadzia wanted to bone Spock. I remember Trials and Tribulations. She's like, "Oh, he's so hot." Well, Kirk was known for that. No, I'm talking about Spock. Jadzia knows. She knows.
Jadzia knows what's up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Spock is up.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, we're just going to keep running this to the ground. So let's get to the next generation. We've got Captain Jean-Luc Picard, our favorite English Frenchman with the shittiest wine imaginable, and Commander William Riker. Picard's methodical, diplomatic, calm under pressure, always thinking ahead, planning contingencies, weighing moral dilemmas, giving excessively long speeches, and when it comes down to it, he kicks somebody's ass, surprisingly. On the other hand, Riker, hands on, especially when there's Horgons involved. He action ready, charming, a little mischievous, especially once he got the beard. Before the beard, he was kind of a douche. Um, he obviously can take command when Picard's otherwise occupied, and he's a little bit more of the bringing the ship's human element versus Picard's more analytical nature.
Yeah.
Pairing for this one, Solid Snake, and Otacon from Metal Gear Solid. Picard is Snake, calm, methodical, very experienced, works calmly under pressure, gets respect without needing to shout. Riker, on the other hand, Otacon, smart, supportive, little sarcastic, has the answers and has a little bit more of the energy, and looks, despite not being able to score with the ladies as well as Snake probably could, but oh well. Then again,
Oof.
Picard managed to nail Vosh, and then
Q nailed
Q
Vosh.
nailed Vosh, and is it everybody?
I think everybody nailed Vosh.
Okay, there we go. So obviously they go into impossible situations, and Riker steps in when Picard is at his weakest, unless it, especially with kids, unless you're climbing up a tube singing Frere Jacques and shit.
Oh goodness me!
But
I
yeah,
mean,
Riker was brought right in the original setup. Riker was brought on mainly because we needed somebody to replace Kirk and his. Hey, there's a planet. Let's bang something there. So we get Riker and Horgons. All the Horgons. Why need both of the Horgons? Okay, we're stopping that joke before we get too wrong here.
yeah, we'll get demonetized by YouTube.
Twice, maybe 3 times.
Maybe 4 times.
All the times. Yeah.
All the time. It's 60% of the
All
time.
the
It
times.
works every time.
Yes. So obviously, you get more of the same dynamic as we would with Kirk and Spock, except it's flipped, which is why you get the analytical Snake and Otacon as
Yeah.
the number two person.
Well, yeah. Plus, as well, it's very much English.
Yeah, we should learn to speak it.
We should.
It's like you all invented that language, so
Oh, okay.
we're the
Okay,
ones who
right.
put the stupid words in.
Yeah.
Although we also had the sense to take out a few letters. Didn't
Yeah,
all
but
those
I mean,
damn letters.
aluminum.
Yes.
It's aluminium.
Sure, whatever.
Okay.
Continue.
Now, let's move on to James's favorite series. Shame he's not here today, but
too bad. Cat gets to do it for you. Na 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 boo boo.
Yeah, so James originally proposed another idea, but unfortunately, due to him not being here, we're going with the original.
Na na
So,
boo boo. Probably
for Deep Space Nine, right? We have Captain Benjamin Sisko and Major Kira Nerys. Sisko is serious, thoughtful, sometimes brooding, and carries the weight of command like a seasoned strategist. Kira is a fiery, passionate, morally uncompromising. She challenges Sisko constantly, but then also supports him in ways that no one else can.
Well, he is the emissary, so
exactly. The two of them, they thrive on mutual respect, mutual trust, and a shared commitment to their mission, even when the universe seems to be against them.
Despite their relationship starting out, she just wanted to punch him for showing up. Oh, yay, Starfleet.
Funny you should mention that, because the comparison we're making is Commander Shepard and Garrus Vakarian from Mass Effect. If you have played the games, you know that when Shepard and Garrus first meet up, Garrett tries to dome Shepard with a 50 BMG.
Yeah, I can see Kira doing that.
Exactly. Sisko obviously is Shepard. He's leading the crew, making the difficult choices, and weighing the moral consequences of every action, just like the moral system in Mass Effect, the Paragon and Renegade system.
Now, if we could just make Sisko a little more fluid there.
Yes, that's.
Who would play Fem? Who would play
Fem Shep?
No, Fem Sisko.
Oh, Fem Sisko. Oh, so DS9 was early 90s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. At that point, and I'm based
I just derailed this, but oh well.
Based on Avery's age, because again, in Mass Effect, you can play as male or female Shepard. If we were to do male, female Sisko,
gee, I wonder which Shepard we'd play.
Oh, I play female Shepard every time. Gives you more romance options.
That's great. What I do.
But if we, I think.
We don't have to pick time as a factor. No. We can pick whoever we want from any time.
Mel B of the Spice Girls.
Oh yeah, I'll leave that to you. This is your thing, so.
Yeah. So, Kira obviously is Garrus, loyal, principled, and also ready to call out Sisko on mistakes, providing support and grounding at critical moments. Their interactions aren't just functional, they're personal, deep, and sometimes full of sarcastic quips. I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah. That's one of the things I've noticed with all these pairings. We kind of get a little bit of, all of them have some of the characteristics. Of course, we're mainly comparing captains and first officers, and they usually complement each other to some degree.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a lot of similarities, and there's probably some different comparisons that everybody can make. So hit us up. Let us know other combos we could have made here.
Yeah, other combos. I mean, we've still got we go up to Enterprise today. well,
Yeah.
Enterprise, Voyager, but we still have plans for more if you guys want to see more.
Yeah. We could do more. A lot more.
A lot more.
All the more. Okay, let's do Voyager. So we have Captain Catherine Janeway and her first officer, Chakotay. Janeway's very determined, stubborn, willing to make hard decisions and genocide anybody and anything, especially Tuvix, for her crew's safety. On the other hand, Chakotay, very calm, spiritual, strategic, despite some bad, terrible, awful, horrible Native American advisor work. Obviously the guiding hand that tries to temper Janeway's intensity and willingness to snuff out all life in the galaxy. So it's
It's
a
true.
classic adventure duo, um, exploring completely unknown worlds with the goal in mind, getting home. So for this one, finally we're getting to a game series where I've played more than one game or half of a game, and that is we are going to The Legend of Zelda and pulling out Link and Zelda. True story. All the Zelda, most of the Zelda stuff, I'm kind of lost because my introduction to Link and Zelda, my introduction to Zelda is she was basically the prize at the end of the first Legend of Zelda, and she slept through the second one. And then there was Twilight Princess, but there was some other character there, and Zelda was a little
Midna.
more useful there. But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, Link is the action. He runs around and kills pretty much everything. Huh, it's more like Janeway than I thought. Um, whereas Zel, Zelda is Chakotay takes the role of Zelda. Wise, kind of grounding. Occasionally can take action, just has to change outfits or something.
Yep.
And definitely the person that guides. And
Yep.
obviously, if they weren't there, the journey would be far more treacherous and terrible, at least until they decide to start writing Chakotay pretty much out. Well, but considering it's Robert Beltran, that was probably the best choice. Um, so yeah, the big thing here is that the games compare a little bit too, because basically in Zelda, it's Link moving through trying to solve problem after problem and puzzle after puzzle, and with a variety of tools and weapons used to kill almost everybody and everything. Like
Yeah.
Janeway. Um,
I mean, in this case, Janeway's Ganondorf would be Tuvix.
yeah, she won.
Yeah. But the other thing about it as well is, I mean, Chakotay doesn't really get involved in the action that often, unless it is like the later Legend of Zelda games where Zelda has a more active role.
Rather
Twilight
than, hi,
Princess.
I'm Zelda.
Pretty much. I mean, hell, we all know that in I can't remember which Legend of Zelda game it was, but there was one Zelda game where Zelda dressed up as a ninja and went by the name Sheik to
Yep,
go around helping Link. And then as we get into Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, she plays a more active role. She's even got her own standalone game now, which is kind of
finally.
similar. It's kind of similar to that
Finally.
season 5 episode where they're on the planet full of alien imposters and we get to see Boothby again.
Yep, because a little more Boothby never hurts. Yeah,
Exactly.
we love Boothby.
We
More
do.
Boothby. Oh, wait a minute. The actor's probably dead because, yeah. Anyway,
Treknicity loves Boothby. This is official.
yes, we all Boothby all the time.
Yes. Oh, now, um, I've got faith of the heart that this is a good
I hate you
comparison.
forever, and I want you to explode in fiery explosions.
Well, too bad.
You right square
We
in the nuts.
finally have made our way to Enterprise, Captain Jonathan Archer, and T'Pol. Archer, of course, is enthusiastic, optimistic, and often overly ambitious. T'Pol
Never goes wrong.
is no. T'Pol is logical, precise, and keeps him from making catastrophically impulsive choices. Their dynamic is about discovery, experimentation, and the balance between human instinct and Vulcan logic. Now, this one is actually the one that took me the most amount of time because, again, it's another human Vulcan combo, and those kind of
didn't want to
character
do
duos
Ratchet
in
and
video
Clank again.
games. Yeah, we didn't want to do Ratchet and Clank. We didn't want to do their alternate universe selves from the recent Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So instead, they would be more similar to Nathan Drake and Elena Fisher from Uncharted. Archer, obviously, is Nathan Drake. He's bold, adventurous, often ignoring warning signs, jumping headfirst into unknown territory,
Does
and
dumb
usually,
shit.
exactly, does dumb shit and then proceeds to complain when he gets captured by the bad guys. T'Pol, obviously, is Elena. Elena, she's calm, she's practical, she keeps Nathan grounded in the games, just like T'Pol keeps Archer grounded. And she also, prevents him from destroying the entire mission. She's the reason his boldness succeeds instead of failing spectacularly.
She also has a little bit of her own agenda she's operating on. She has goals that are a little bit separate to what Nathan does, just like T'Pol, kind of
And
working for
Archer.
the Vulcans, but then eventually comes down to just being the the number two person.
Yeah, I mean, in the games, Elena's original purpose was to try and make a documentary. And then afterwards, after Uncharted 3, after Uncharted 2, because this was spanning Uncharted 3 and 4, Elena's secondary main mission was to romantically attract Nathan Drake. But I don't think T'Pol was doing that anyway. Who knows?
Yeah, let's not go there. To be fair though, video games are up till more recently, most video games were built for more male gaze, so obviously she wanted to bone Nathan Drake. I think I'd want to
Yep.
bone Nathan Drake.
I
You
mean,
might
hey,
have.
he's played by Nathan Fillion.
Okay, so yeah, we'd all bone Nathan Drake. Even Lars might bone Nathan Drake. Yeah, absolutely.
Lars, let us know.
But yeah,
feel free to add in your opinion just after this.
Again, I think what we can see from all of these is, yeah, we always have a balance. One of them is going to be the more impulsive, more drive in and just get things done, which is, let me go back here, Arthur, Janeway, Kira, Riker, and Kirk. Whereas the others counterparts, and it's mostly the captains or the dive in, except for Cisco. Although Cisco at least had the balls to punch Q, and that was always deserved.
Yeah, I mean,
you hit me. Picard never hit me.
I don't like you. I want my Picard back. But no, again, like all of these combos, right? You will always have the borderline insane one, and then you will always have the complement to them who grounds them and keeps them going.
Even when they rip their shirt like Kirk does all the time, because
yeah, but we don't need to talk about Kirk's shirt.
Yeah. Well, we do, as long as it's another Kirk other than Shatner, because yeah, I pretty much had it with him. So yeah. Sorry, Billy Shat. We've pretty much had it with you. Although standing up for Starfleet Academy was a good thing. We'll give you credit.
That was a very small drop of good in the ocean of bad that is William Shatner.
Yeah, you're not completely Shat. You're not completely shit, Shat. There you go.
True. You're not completely shit, Shat.
Yeesh.
So, that's it for a bunch of captains and their faithful number ones. Did we get it right? Miss anything? Do you agree? Disagree? Let us know.
Thank you for joining us here on Treknicity, where we wonder as we wander through the Star Trek multiverse. I'm your host, Patrick.
And I'm Kat.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Treknicity.com, as well as visiting all of our socials listed here, or find us on your favorite podcast service such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you have any ideas for future episode subjects, please feel free to drop a comment in this video or DM us on any of our social media accounts. And as always, rock out with your Spock out. See you next time.